Welcome back to the Dylan Barry Network. I am your host, Dylan, here with my good buddy, E.
What's up, man?
Also known as Eric.
That's I.
He's back. We are back for season 6 of Entourage. We are going through the entire series in a series that I'm calling Entourage with Eric. One of my favorite guests here on the Dylan Barry Network. We decided... let's go through the entire series. Let's go through the entire series of Entourage, starting with season 1, all the way through to the movie. We are now through 6 seasons of Entourage. We have broken down each one very meticulously with details.
Yeah.
We've been writing notes while we're watching it. How does it feel now, done with 6 seasons?
Well, after like the first few episodes of season 6, you came in to work, and we kind of looked at each other like, did the show peak? Has the show peaked?
I actually came to you after watching the first episode.
Oh, that was after episode 1.
The premiere episode.
Ouch.
Yes. And season 6, I did do a little bit of a... I wanted to look up the rankings of how each season of Entourage was ranked, and it does seem like seasons 1 through 5 people absolutely love.
Yeah.
The order is a little different there. Some people think season 2, some people think season 5 is a sleeper. People think 3 is the strong one. But it does seem as though, which like most shows, it starts to fall off here at the end.
Yeah.
And I will say, I really enjoyed this season of Entourage. So this is not a bashing, but I think the fact that it opened with, the closing shot of the first episode, we'll get into it all, is Vince alone without the boys, and it's a really sad thing. I was like, oh no.
Is it really that sad though? I mean, he's fucking bankrolling.
But the show is about friendship, Eric. We've talked about this over and over and over again. This show is about friendship. It is about moving to L.A., growing in L.A. with your boys. It is, like this show, because I feel like when we started talking about the show, it was like, oh, it's a movie star and his friends. Mm-hmm. But it just becomes so much more than that when you watch it.
Yeah. And the season 6, the storylines really... they didn't change too much, and like what you just said, the main characters are starting to grow up. They're diving into their manhood. Their potential engagements are happening,
dealing with anxiety
and promotions.
Yes. No, there's a lot of good stuff happening. I mean, this season really is highlighted by the fact that really Vince is chilling and everyone else kind of gets their moment.
Yeah. I think this is probably wouldn't you say Vince is at the top of his game right now? Season 6?
Yeah, right. I mean, we start off and it ends with him getting Gatsby with Martin Scorsese, which is probably any actor's dream, a classic story with an iconic director. And then we kind of just see that it went well and that he's promoting it and whatnot. But every season of Entourage, it's either... will Vince take this next movie? Will he do this? Can he secure this? Yada, yada, yada. We don't really get any Vince storylines here because, he's chilling. And he's doing a lot of waiting with the guys. He gets his license in episode 1 because that's really the only thing he's going to need this season is a car to be able to get around.
And he didn't even need to pass his license test. He did not pass. He hooked up the instructor with some premiere tickets.
Yeah, which is classic Vince.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's
22 things we love about Entourage season 6. If you haven't watched season 6 of Entourage, pause this video right now. Go watch it, then come back. See if you agree. See the things that we missed too. All right, dude. Celebs. What I read about this, this is what we start every season with, is that they had a waiting list at this point. Entourage had a waiting list of celebrities who wanted to be on this show.
Wow.
We talked about in the first episode when we're recapping that, man, it must have been so hard, but man, their lineup just keeps getting stronger.
Yeah.
Some big names. Obviously, we start with Jay Leno, which was pretty cool just because, even I've had an interaction with Jay Leno. Jay Leno is iconic, Tonight Show. Gal Gadot is in this. Gal Gadot, I think. Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot is Vince's date, and she's just kind of a random hot girl in this season.
Did you pick up on her? Or did I blow that for you?
No, you didn't blow it. Did you say that?
Yeah, I said it to you in the office, and you're like, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't pick up on that. She's a little bit like Sofia Vergara, where it was like, that's not Sofia Vergara. It's like some,
Yeah, she looks the exact same.
She does. She looked fantastic. David Schwimmer has a really good episode in this season.
Mm-hmm.
50 Cent has like a 10-second cameo, which I love because Turtle sees him and calls him Curtis.
Wait, I should know this, but didn't he already have a cameo, or was that season 6 when he pulled up?
He pulled up. That's this season. Yeah. He pulls up, and Turtle goes, "What up, Curtis?" And I thought that was so funny that he's that familiar with him to not call him 50.
Yeah,
like I feel like most people would be like, "Oh, it's 50. Say it's 50. What up, 50?"
Well, I feel like at this point everyone knows Vince. Vince has crossed over into A-list. So.
Yeah, and his entourage.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, of course, we'll get to. LeBron James. Matt Damon, Steve Nash was a big one. Zac Efron, Bob Saget returns. Frank Darabont returns. William Fichtner is in this. He is the guy who wants to get Johnny Drama on Melrose Place, 2009, which I love that they call it that. Scott Conn is in this, son of James Conn. And who else? Kate Mara, Aaron Sorkin, Phil Mickelson, Ed Burns, Mark Wahlberg. There's Leo references. And, of course, they're talking at one point about Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl knocked up. Any of these stood out to you?
No, I mean, it was a star-studded cast of cameos. I don't know. I thought like David Schwimmer was awesome. Seeing 50 Cent was awesome. Seeing all the athletes was really cool. I think Tom Brady definitely held his own. He had probably the most talking.
Yeah, he did.
The most lines out of all the athletes. LeBron said, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was really it was a star-studded crew. I think the Zac Efron. Seeing that kind of made me like a little the mom thing was like weird. I quickly like looked up how old Zach was at that time, and he was of age, but just like the little girl.
Well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it because actually I might disagree with you on that moment.
You would.
Yes. Okay, so a lot of great celebrity cameos in season 1.
Yep.
Let's go to the LA spots. Which ones stood out to you?
Okay, the Chinese theater scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I rewinded and played that a few times because that was so freaking epic.
It was.
And I just remember thinking of characters like Sloan, and I don't know her real name in life, but for her to, and I'm not dumbing down her acting capabilities or like where she stands as an actor in Hollywood, but like for someone of her stature and standing to experience something like that, I just feel like was just like iconic.
Yeah, it's sick. And I mean that little like plaza, if you haven't been before, I mean it's a big touristy spot now, but that's just an iconic spot for movie premieres and whatnot. That walkway and their handprints and whatnot. Cool. And yeah, the way they did it, they just nailed it. And I mean, like you could tell in like season 1, like the premiere shots are all real close up, and you can kind of it feels like you're at a premiere, but like they don't show you too many wide shots.
Right.
This one they were showing
zoomed out.
They were showing a ton of wide shots because they were allowed to and they had time. I thought that was pretty sick.
We also had Runyon Canyon, one of my favorite spots.
Sloan out there making a call. I think that's an important thing. Someone's got to be on the phone at Runyon. Or you're on a walk talking about life in Runyon. That is very LA.
Yeah, and she was at that notorious bench. Bow Wow in Venice. That was the first time, my third or fourth time watching this series, that was the first time I kind of noticed that.
It's pretty quick.
The iconic Venice sign. Cantors on Fairfax.
Big
Great
scenes.
Scene of the boys walking up Fairfax.
Yep.
The DMV. The Pleasure Chest, which is where I live in West Hollywood. And then they mention STK, Madeo, Mastro's, Katsuya.
Yeah, that's when Turtle gets Jamie
her departing meal.
Her departing meal, which I thought was great because those are all classic like rich people like all eat at those spots. And I mean they're accessible and whatnot, but it is funny. Like those are like the Beverly Hills, Madeo, Mastro's, Katsuya. Like that's where Beverly Hills people would go and still go and eat. Like Mastro's still a big deal.
They still stand.
Madeo is still a big deal, and Katsuya is one of the top spots.
Great spots.
Yeah, a lot of good LA moments here. I'm glad the Venice sign moment got into because. Yeah, like where they aren't by the beach. So they're not like in the LA part near the water or near, Yeah,
the show doesn't really rep the West Side. Remember that one scene where Ari's running in Santa Monica?
Yes.
Like, that's really, and like the earlier seasons, they had the Malibu moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was nice to see some West Side representation. I know you love that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Number 3, this is now getting into like the episodes. This is a great line from Johnny Drama. So Vince has just wrapped up the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And it's funny, the energy of episode 1 is, Vince, you're so back. Like you are because last season was kind of a bummer. It was the lowest of the lows
for sure.
For Vince. Not living in a house, killing himself to get roles.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point I think Turtle says, "Man, we're gonna get Vince all the way to like the Academy Awards." And then Vince goes, "Hey, look, I'd just be happy to avoid a Razzie."
and Johnny Drama pipes in.
Johnny Drama says, "Hey, nothing wrong with a Razzie, Vince." Which in lore, I did look it up. Johnny Drama has a Razzie. In the world of Entourage, he does.
Okay.
And that's kind of what.
So he wasn't bullshitting.
And Razzie is such a funny thing too. If you don't know what Razzies are, I mean, they're not as big as they once were, but these are the worst movies. The movies that get crapped on the most.
It's like getting a Webby Award or
well, a Webby, I think that
step up?
No, a Webby is like you had an outstanding web series. This is worst acting performance ever. And I think because I feel like they mentioned Vince got one for Medellin, or that Medellin got a Razzie because it was not good.
Yeah,
I feel like that was maybe briefly mentioned, but I thought that was funny that Drama sticking up defending that
for sure. Up next we got. This was really all of season 6, and it was really cool to see. And it's Lloyd just fighting for his promotion. He's been Ari's bitch boy for a few years. He's proven to be Ari's best assistant yet. And Ari took it to the next level of, dare I say, abuse.
100% abuse.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing Lloyd, stand up for himself, and he eventually leaves Ari.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get into that later.
Yeah. That's it was definitely a good storyline because I think it's like the first shot you see of Lloyd. His hair is all done. He looks really nice. And he's asking for a promotion, and getting a promotion from Ari is going to have to come in like a different way. But a lot of really good beats along the way there. But most when he's like, come to my house and wait overnight, and he does that.
Come at 10 p.m.
and he makes the deal of hey, this what did he say, 60 days, do everything I say,
lose weight,
call me Mr. Gold, talk to every client by their last name, even if you're friends with them,
know their drinks. And my favorite part of this whole Lloyd fighting for promotion is when something good happens and Ari's like, all right, Lloyd, I'm changing it to 10 pounds versus 15 pounds. And then it just cuts to Lloyd shoving grapes in his mouth.
And then Ari comes back angry. He's like, you know what? No, back up 5.
And he's about to take a bite out of a sandwich.
Yeah, dude, that's classic. It was definitely a good storyline, and it gave Lloyd a lot to do. And some good moments came out of that.
For sure. Number 5 was episode 3. And it was the Ferraris for Turtle's birthday. And I think Ferrari, just a little personal story, for my brother's bar mitzvah theme, since we like talking about Jews on Entourage.
Yeah, there's no Jew episodes this
well, here it is right here. Back in 2001, my brother's bar mitzvah theme was the fast lane. And for his photo shoot before the bar mitzvah, you get photos and then you plaster them all over the party, and it was my brother with Ferraris, and so it just it took me back to that. And we got to go to the Ferrari dealership and it was these models of Ferraris that they were driving. And so when I watched this scene, I was like, well, first of all, where did they film that? It turns out, and it makes sense, that they have these private tracks throughout LA, really outside of LA, that they use strictly for shooting scenes. And so that's where they shot that.
Oh my gosh, is it okay? So this might be out by Riverside, which I have filmed a show out there at this racetrack. I think I know which one you're talking about, and yeah, I shot a reality show produced by The Rock, and he was the host.
Oh,
it was
wow.
called The Titan Games on NBC. I think it only went 1-2 seasons, but it shot overnight at the Blank Speedway. Should have looked that up, but that definitely checks out.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to confirm which racetrack, but it wasn't where people go and watch races.
Dang.
So yeah,
that's a good one. Number 6. This is funny. This is Andrew Klein, who is talking about his wife. He has his own storyline too. He actually also became a Build cast member this season. His name is in like the starting credits.
Oh wow!
Which was a big
Andrew
deal.
Klein.
Him and I think Kate Mara is in the major bills as well. She's the receptionist, Eric's assistant later on, which is kind of wild. But I love it. He says this because there was a lot of talk of this last season that he's this agent from Encino who, reps TV writers and TV, and it's kind of gets scoffed at, but Ari invests in him. And he's talking about going on double dates with their wives because, Ari wants to kind of solve this whole Andrew Klein, maybe cheating on his wife situation.
Right.
And he says that his wife is still intimidated by this side of the hill. And I think it's so funny because, we've talked about it a bunch, but there is a clear border between the Valley and everywhere else. And it's felt by everyone, especially, some Valley people are proud of the Valley, and I think they settle, and I think they,
and it's different now too.
Cheaper, whatever. Yeah. But dude, this side of the hill, you should be intimidated.
I think the reputation for the Valley has gotten a lot different since 2009. What do you think of Andrew Klein's storyline with cheating with a coworker? Because that shit definitely happens.
For sure. Yeah. And even, I don't think it's on our list, but we had talked about it. But like when his wife storms in and is like looking for the girl too.
Yeah.
I think it's like,
Lizzie Grant.
It's not always like it was not a fun storyline to watch, but it's definitely one that's like, man, yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely happened.
Yeah. It felt real too.
Yeah. And yeah, it kind of obviously puts Ari in a weird space, and like his wife, Ari's wife, and him get mad at each other over this, and it's like, oh man, I would have liked to see that. I like it better when they're at each other's throats over each other's stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think of his storyline?
Yeah, no, I thought it was very realistic. I think it was kind of not cool, but interesting seeing. This was like the first lie we saw between Ari and his wife.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna talk about their relationship later on.
Nice. All right, number 7. This is a bit of a time capsule thing. I'm really glad this came up.
Yeah, so Vince is on the phone and he brings up Facebook. He's talking to his bestie E, and he just is like, "Yo, E, are you on this Facebook thing?" And that just like,
that's awesome.
It kind of shook me. I was like, well, first of all, it's 2009. Facebook came out in 2004. It was meant only for Harvard students. And then between like 2004 and 2009, it like ventured out into high school students, and you had to like prove like that you went to the high school and your age. So by the time this comes about in Entourage 2009, like Facebook is already a thing. But I think, because if you think about it, did you graduate high school in 2011?
13.
So
I had a Facebook. I remember my brother made, because I think you had to have, you said high school, but I think you had to have a .edu. I remember to sign in, and my brother made a fake .edu to get his own Facebook, like Arizona State .edu, like that you act like you go to that school. Because my brother didn't go to college, but he still wanted a Facebook. And at that point, but then at one point, the Facebook turns into anyone with an email can get it. And that's probably what this is.
Yeah. I feel like that's what I did.
Yeah.
In high school, but
yeah.
Yeah, just very cool to like see like God, so much has happened, like with social media. Like, yeah, it was MySpace, but Facebook really like pioneered all the social media outlets and mediums that we have. And then later on, we see one of the storylines. We're going to talk about Turtle and his girl Jamie. Yeah. But the whole Facebook new friend from his college classmate.
Even seeing the web layout was like kind of crazy. Yeah. Because it doesn't look like that anymore. In fact, I guess it was probably still called Facebook then. It wasn't the Facebook. It was the Facebook when it came out. But yeah, that was a pretty good time capsule moment too. And because I did think about it a lot this season too, when they were sitting around, because Vince is always reading a newspaper, he's reading a magazine. Mm-hmm. They're talking about I think Johnny this season was scrolling through a Sports Illustrated while they were sitting around, mm-hmm. And I just think about smartphones, because we're still not in smartphones yet. You see an iPhone here or there, but Blackberries get more shine than iPhones.
The berry.
We'll get into that. But I was just thinking about the fact that they didn't have phones, and that how would these Entourage guys, they'd be hit up in DMs, they'd be looking at hot girls. You don't need Sports Illustrated anymore. You just go on Instagram if you want to see hot girls.
For sure.
And yeah, if you want to read the news, you're looking on Twitter. He wouldn't be opening a newspaper. He'd be, or on his phone, whatever. And yeah, it just kind of stuck out to me. And the Facebook thing was definitely that. Oh, wow. Because this is how they could now get in contact with girls, and how they could, have a good time or whatnot.
It's kind of interesting now that I think about it. The series never really mentions the hot clubs back in those times.
Right.
Hyde, Club Ledoux, Delilah. Yeah. That's never really mentioned. Oh, yeah. And I wonder why they did that, or why they didn't do that.
Yeah. They talk about the Chateau a lot, but that's not really a club. That's more, hotel.
They got the strip club, but
yeah, they mentioned more strip clubs than regular clubs. They mention other clubs, golf clubs.
Number eight, episode 5. This is when they're doing the charity golf tournament.
A lot of good cameos here, a lot of good moments. The whole episode was so funny.
That's one of the best episodes.
We'll hit some beats here.
And I just thought, I always say season 1 through season 5, my GOAT goes to Ari, but this was the first time for season 6 where I give it to Johnny Drama. Nice. And his lines and also his goofiness just shined through the entire season. And so seeing him match with Lloyd, by the way, Lloyd as a caddy was hilarious.
That was so funny.
And then so they're matching at the beginning of the tournament, and then
I'll go to the pro shop.
and then his outfit with the short and the high socks and the hat, it was just one of the funniest moments.
Yeah, and then Tom Brady's in there too. I love Turtle's interaction with Tom Brady. He doesn't say hi to him, which at this point too, I'm Turtle's probably said hi to every major awesome celebrity, athlete, whatever. But I love that he blows off Tom Brady, because that's what a true Giants fan would do. You'd blow off Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But then suddenly he's charming to you and he says something nice to you. And then Turtle's you know what? I like this guy. He's me and Giselle doesn't age well. We talk about a lot of things that don't age well. That one didn't. But yeah, he's Giselle and I love Jamie.
Yeah.
We should get dinner and stuff together.
Yeah, Giselle cooks.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was so awesome. I loved hearing that. And then... of course, the moment where Johnny Drama takes Tom Brady's club, and
he did that so perfectly too. That was another scene that I rewinded and watched again.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Johnny Drama, great this season.
Killed it.
Another thing at golf, too, is Jeffrey Tambor, who is paired up with Ari, because Ari just can't get away from him. And his kids just cussing, dropping F-bombs left and right. It was so funny.
He's just picking up the ball, throwing it closer to the hole. God, they killed that.
Can you verify his scorecard at the end, too?
We should know which golf course.
I think that's the Riv. I think that's the Riviera.
Okay.
Can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's Riviera.
Okay.
Okay.
What's next?
Number 9. This also comes from Golf Day. This is just one line from it, and it stood out to me enough to get its own thing. But Mark Wahlberg roasts Johnny Drama because Johnny's just what are we gonna play for? 10 G's a hole or something like that. And Mark goes, will this be like the old days when you pay us back in personal training sessions?
Yes.
It's oh, that line just kind of tells you everything you know about like their friendship and that they've known each other forever, and that like that sounds like something Johnny would have said. Like, hey, Mark, I'll get you. Well, I'll get you a pump in or whatnot. Like, just hear it, and it's such a good line.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like we've said it previously, but the way Mark Wahlberg comes in and when he comes in and how he comes in and what he says, and like he's such a big star, and he's playing himself, but like I feel like he's like sprinkles in a bit of douchiness into like the character he's playing.
Yeah. For sure. And he's so funny too, because I heard him say in the promo for this season, because I try to go and watch the trailer for the season after I watch it, or the promo trailer, and he was saying like, you know, I thought people would want to watch this show because they'd want to see like this crazy lifestyle, but like people stuck around because of the friendship and like the way that every single guy on this cast, anyone who's watching can relate to each guy in a different way.
Yes.
And like each person can make you laugh in like a different way too, and all this stuff. And yeah, I thought that was
very
cool.
relatable.
I think he's, as a showrunner, had really good amount of fingerprints on
100%
on this or on the season, the series.
Number 10.
Number 10.
This is, you know, just a funny Johnny drama line, and I think it's funny because so he says, I got into this business so the world can see my talent.
Yeah. Not for the money. He says, not for the money.
But like I rewind and I watch like the parts that I'm laughing at, and like the way he says it, and like he like kind of like quickly looks like to like he kind of doubts himself a little bit. Does. Just a classic Johnny drama line. Yeah. Number 11, what do we got?
Number 11, I love this. So Johnny Drama, he goes off on this executive who is making moves on Jamie, maybe not making moves, but he pushes Drama like to Drama's edge to where eventually Drama grabs him by the throat and like puts his hand on this suit, which is a terrible idea in any work position and in really any environment. Is he gets so mad, puts his hands on this dude. And it was so great the way this line was delivered, because like it got me, and then it got me again, because the executive looks at Johnny and goes, Johnny, I can have you killed. And like pauses. Yeah. And like you kind of feel that for a second. And then he goes, by the writers. Which is more powerful to Johnny would rather be killed in real life than killed off in the show, I think.
And then in typical Johnny drama style, he spirals and he says to the boys, I'm headed for a coma on the show. Oh, yeah. So I thought that was kind of like a good way to cap off that potential storyline.
And like, Five Towns was his baby. He really loved being on that show. And the fact that like the showrunners were making it hell on him, not by like firing him, but just by being like, all right, we're going to give you some terrible ass storylines. Make your life miserable on the set. And that's another one. And we talk about it every episode, but I want to know who that's about. I want to know who got put through hell because they made a mistake, they overstepped, they crossed the line, and writers basically got back at them by order of higher up, because he was wearing the face thing. Yeah, it's so interesting and so industry. I loved that moment because it was just a little double knife stab.
Well, when we're sitting here with Doug Ellen, you can just ask him yourself, my guy.
We'll get Doug in here soon.
Dougie Doug.
That was 11. Number 12, this is a great one. Eric is being signed on as a manager at this company, and I believe this is when he gets Bob Saget back. And Bob Saget, of course, hilarious.
What's the fuck in the
so office? Funny. That's his one condition. And Eric brings this to that manager and is like, look, Bob wants to do this, and the guy, double fakes him out and is like, oh yeah, of course, just send in a cleaning staff. But he's like happy for Eric, and he goes, if you get Christian Bale, we'll let him execute a cinematographer. He said that really quick, and I wondered if that was a line that would go over your head, because I don't know that it was TMZ that broke this. Maybe again, I should have looked that up. But in a very famous audio recording, Christian Bale on set ripped into a director of photography, a DP, who he says he would let him execute. Wow. Yelled at him like absolute like. Did you hear the Tom Cruise one from a few years ago? If you look up this audio, it is like he rips into this guy, this
Wow.
DP.
Wow.
And I actually have a friend who has worked with that DP, and the DP like kind of laughs it off now too. But it was this.
But he knows about it.
Yeah, but this
That
is
was like a
definitely
known thing.
canon and lore in the world of Christian Bale and cinematographers having it, like especially that one. And yeah,
Wow.
like it's
I met Christian Bale.
really nice guy, nice bloke.
Yeah, I coached his kid when I was in between jobs here. I coached I forget his name, but I coached his kid
In gymnastics.
Yep.
No.
And Christian Bale would come in. He drove like a pickup or like a 4Runner, like something casual. And yeah, he would come in and he'd be like in workout attire, and he'd just be watching. This is like 4 or 5. His kid at the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's sick. I like that line. Okay, number 13. This is back to Lloyd and his promotion run. I had chills actually watching this because I was watching this and Ari, and it's great. Like this problem for Lloyd of getting a promotion brings the best out of Ari and Lloyd. Like I think they both get great scenes out of this because they're so passionate about it and whatnot. And at one point, Lloyd is arguing with Ari, and Ari's like, you know what, 10 more days. And then Lloyd keeps arguing. He's like, another 10. And that's another. And I out loud was like, oh, The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And then Lloyd says, this is not The Breakfast Club, Ari. This is my life. And I like got chills. I was like, oh, because that's exactly what that moment felt like. And it was so applicable. So it was like a bit of a nod to my favorite movie of all time, The Breakfast Club.
I've never seen it.
And then dude,
I know, but I got
right.
something for you coming up.
All right. And yeah, it's just Lloyd, like the way he said that too. I was like, such a good line from Rex Lee, the actor. And I just loved that. I mean, anything The Breakfast Club, you're going to scratch that itch of me. I'm going to praise it.
Okay, so when I watched this and he's like, another one, that's from Not Another Teen Movie when they're parodying Breakfast Club.
So you've seen the parody version. It is a classic like trope and thing, and then that's when you get the, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. That's what that's in reference to. So I loved that.
Yeah, I bet you loved that.
I love that from Lloyd. Number 14. This is a scene you didn't like, but I absolutely loved this scene because it's a little bit of Ari magic, and it's also like I mean, this is very close to when High School Musical came out, so I understand why it's a little weird. But it also leans into the fact. Okay, so it's Zac Efron, and what happens is Ari gets Adam Davies on the phone, and then loops in Zac Efron, and Zac Efron goes, "You promised Disney I would do a shirtless lunchbox."
And then the mom says something.
And the mom's like, I would buy that actually. And the mom like wants to like the signature autograph is like write it out to me, and
her tits are out.
Yeah, like it's full blown like and dude, that goes to show you that like I mean, when like Disney, when they make like Pixar movies, they want to make the adults laugh and the kids stimulated, right?
Yeah.
And so there was like the fact that Zac Efron's a hunk, and of course now certainly out of high school. And he was like a big hot thing then. There was actually a sign for 17 again. I saw a billboard for that, which I was also like, I did a lot of research about all these celebrities, all belong to WME. So
yeah,
Zac Efron was one of those. But I just loved that moment because it was so funny because Ari besting Davies, but it was also like just a funny way to use Zac Efron, especially at that time too, because
he was that was like his biggest, his peak fame, right?
Even
there.
like his hair is like a little too long.
Dude, he
for
still
what
had
you remember.
acne.
Yeah, he was.
That's
young.
why I was like, what? This mom is sitting on like a kid, but he wasn't a kid.
But like, I would guess if we talked to Zac Efron, if we talked to the Jonas Brothers, they had a lot of moms who maybe got a little more touchy than the kiddos.
Yeah.
I would 100% guess that's true.
Yeah, no, I don't think they exaggerated that at all.
And dude, I don't know where you like the High School Musical. Like, was that a big deal for you or no? That was a big deal for me. So
I've never seen it, but I mean, it was huge.
Yeah, I was a kid when it came out, so it was like, I mean, and I'm only a couple years younger than you.
Yeah,
maybe I think you were probably just too old to see it. I don't know. Were you not Disney Channel guy?
I was Nick.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, I know like Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens came from that, and the blondes. Yeah. So no, I know it's
Corbin Blue. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to number 15.
Number 15, episode 10. this is just a Lloyd line, plain and simple. He's talking to his man. Grab me a handful of Xanax. Go. I'll be fine. I'm in work mode. I just love that because like that was like kind of the first reference of like pills in the show, and it was just like Lloyd was like all fired up, and he's like, hand me some Xanax, I'll be fine.
Was it this season or the season before where I feel like it's Lloyd talking to another assistant, and the assistant's like, oh yeah, I always slip my talent this because he's less mad at me.
Oh yeah.
I think that was
maybe season 5.
Yeah, the season before, but it was like a different assistant to someone else.
On
like,
Johnny Drama's set.
Yes, and it was like, oh, that's how you calm someone down. Yes, that was it.
Okay, so yes, you're right.
Yes, and Turtle was trying to calm down Johnny. That is exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of that.
So yeah, great Lloyd line.
Lloyd had a good season, man. Lloyd
always has a great season.
Especially with his arc and whatnot. Gotta love Lloyd. And that takes me to number 16. This is it's Ari threatening Lloyd on the phone. He goes like scorched earth on Lloyd a couple times, and when like it's not just yelling, but it is the word choice and the things he's gonna do to him. And like, I mean, at one point Ari, I think he threatens the girl who's cheating with Andrew Klein. He says, I think I'm going to send you. Did he say he said he was gonna send her nude to oh man, I'll find Al Qaeda. Is that what he said? He said something crazy, but he's going after Lloyd, and then this is when Lloyd like pitches himself to Drama and like makes himself Drama's like guy.
Yeah, to have Johnny go with him.
Because he's trying to get out of this contract, do something else, make moves, and Lloyd makes a really great pitch for Drama, and basically being like, dude, Ari's not going to care about you, and he's fully right. And even when Johnny goes over to Ari, he finds out Lloyd's right too. So good W for Lloyd, and just good delivery, good scene.
Yeah, for sure. When Lloyd like starts his first day at Adam Davies, he's putting out some pretty big fires, and the way he commands the room and is like, I need this, get this. Yeah. You kind of see him like come into his own. Yeah. So yeah, that was we love Lloyd.
We love it. Number 17. Okay, so this is another big storyline of the season. E and Ashley / Sloan, right? He's dating this 24-year-old, right? 24? Which I did notice, and I thought this was kind of funny. Maybe this is an LA thing. Maybe this is universal. But I feel like when you're in your 20s in LA, like 29 and 24 are the same age. Mm-hmm. But when you get to your 30s, you start pointing out people in their 20s, like you'd be like, oh yeah, he's dating a 24-year-old. Yeah, you wouldn't say that when you're both 29. You wouldn't be like, oh yeah, he's dating 24. But once you're in your 30s,
once you cross that threshold,
then you're starting to go, oh yeah, that girl's 25, he's dating. And or like, yeah, that girl's 20. Like they called it out a few times, and I mean, you could tell this Ashley girl was young. They never really told us what she did or anything.
And Sloan didn't like it either.
Yeah,
Sloan was one of the ones that called it out. It was like, are you seeing the 25-year-old or the 24-year-old?
And it becomes such a thing. Like, yeah, I guess when you enter your 30s, or a lot of these guys, because Turtle turned 30 this season. That was his birthday. They seem a little older than that. But
yeah, it's almost like Sloan was looking down on E for going younger.
And really what we get out of this, and like my favorite line is, I can't believe you handed over your berry, from Vince, because she wants to go through his emails because he has lied to her a bunch. And yeah, Ashley, rightly so, I would say, is a little crazy about this guy and whatnot. But what did you make of the E and Ashley Sloan storyline, and the assistant there too?
Yeah,
who clearly wanted to, whatever.
Yeah, get in there maybe. I think E asking his assistant, leaning on his assistant to get advice, and when she says, I think she's fucking crazy. I think that was like genius, because this is the first time we really see the show pigeonhole, like, okay, that's a crazy girl. Okay, that girl that you hooked up that got E the potential STD, that girl's a slut. Yeah. So they really started doing that. Yeah. But yeah, the potential 3-way relationship going on, not sexually.
It was like I don't know. I would be surprised if anyone would, like, you had a buddy who says Ashley is so beautiful, but like watching the show objectively, it's hard to be like, dude, I wanted him to be with Ashley. I honestly don't want E to be with either of them. I don't know that this show does romance all that well. And I mean the E Sloan thing.
That's the romance right there.
Right, but one, I did read that they brought back Sloan because they saw on message boards people were like, we miss Sloan. Where's Sloan? Like, we love her, whatnot. But to me, the way it's rushed at the very end, that felt so rushed. And like he like kind of kidnaps her to Malibu and then proposes and whatnot. Like I just,
you think it happened too quick?
I didn't buy it, dude. I just wasn't like, oh, like, and I mean, Entourage is not a show that's maybe going to sell you on a perfect romance story. But I guess in an LA world of two people who are grinding and chasing, like, your paths come and go a million times in this city because you're so busy. Yeah, I don't know. The rush into that was kind of. Well, I love Sloan. I mean, Sloan is
we love
the
Sloan.
Best female in the entire series. You know, maybe Ari's wife.
No, the rom-com of Entourage is E and Sloan.
Yeah,
that's really it. Like, yeah, we see it a little bit with Ari and his wife, but like, in terms of like the soap opera of it all, it's and like the like breaking up and getting. Yeah, it's E and Sloan.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's number 17. I can't believe you handed over your berry. Shout out the blackberry. Still getting love.
I love it.
I got to imagine.
They have the sound effect too.
Yeah, I got to imagine this is the last time
we'll see a berry.
Blackberry. That's my guess, dude. And I'm just making a guess. Let's go to number 18. Let's talk about the other relationship.
Number 18, episode 11, Turtle and Jamie. Actually, I refute what I just said about the rom-com because. Oh. There we are right here, Turtle and Jamie.
See, I liked this
I loved this storyline, dude. I loved it. I think, like, because she came in season 6? No, 5. Yeah, because she was around 2 seasons.
Yeah, she was on.
Yeah, she jerked him on the plane.
Just did that in the end of the season 5, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so end of season 5, all of season 6, like... the way that they like wrote the plane scene and he's on the plane and he's flying to see her to go, where is she? New Zealand, yeah. I just thought like it was good. It was the first time we saw Turtle cry. Yeah. When she said goodbye to him at the airport. I mean, there's the Notebook right there.
Yeah, and I mean, then he tries to go and hook up with the college girl and he can't.
Yeah.
But he still like makes out with her. I do think, it's like, I don't know. I mean, this was one that I was kind of like rooting for, but at the same time, the hard part about Entourage is like you don't want to see any of them in relationships. I don't think.
Well, you want to see them in party mode or like
player mode? I think the show is at its best when they are all in pleasure mode is what I'd say. They're all in like, how can we like drink today? How can we like go out? How can we like do something awesome? Like that is when the show is at its best. And honestly, it's a little like brainless and whatnot and maybe has less heart. But I just feel like you see the boys connect better that way too. And, trying to pick up someone or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Relationships are tough, but I do think that Jerry Ferrara and Turtle made a great twist here. But I mean, like, if you told me like, dude, the storyline for Turtle this season is he's going to school, I'd be like, what?
So yeah, you weren't expecting that.
Well, I wasn't expecting it, and I saw that the argument is like, was season 6 stale or was it good because they matured? And I think it's a little of both. Like, it was cool, like you said, they're coming into their manhood, they're discovering things, they're making decisions that are really impacting their lives and their psyche.
Yeah.
But like, I think when Entourage is at its best is when it's just cool, it's fast, and it's fun. And so for them to kind of make a turn and get real. It's a little bit like, dude, it's not always what I ordered, but like there are moments where it works really well. And I thought that Turtle and Jamie, their chemistry was really great.
So good.
Yeah.
So do you think that you would want, like, do you wish that Jamie had another season being with Turtle? Like, what would you want to see them like maybe get back together? Because she kind of leaves us on a cliffhanger and kind of teases us like if we have a shot in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them having, girlfriends and whatnot. And I mean, you got to kind of have them make big decisions. I liked having Jamie around. I didn't mind her as well. I mean, similar to Sloan.
Yeah.
All right, number 19, coming down to it.
Number 19, we're still in episode 11, and Ari is potentially about to be the
man.
The biggest agency in the entire entertainment industry.
Get Terrence back, dude.
Yeah, Terrence is back, and I just whenever they're in therapy, and I love that the actress that plays the therapist, and this just goes to show off Jeremy Piven's acting chops. Like that monologue that he gave, again, another
trying to get
scene,
the money, right? Like he's trying to get the 18 mil.
Yeah, and his wife is like, because remember, Ari borrowed money from his wife's trust, and just seeing him go into that zone, and like this is where he really hones in on like my business. Like my judgment might be clouded like in other aspects of life, but my business and my wife knows about my business, and I always make the right decisions. And then they just like they lock eyes, and then he looks at the therapist like, "Can we fuck in here?" And like, I just love that.
It's such a good way to break the ice. And he delivers it so well, and like he like convinces you as the viewer that like this needs to happen. Cause he's like, dude, if I don't buy this, if I don't buy this, someone else will, and that kind of gives you a little fear too, where you're like, oh my gosh, give him the money.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's crazy too, because like just to put it in context, I mean, when we're filming this right now is. I was watching the UFC Freedom 250 event, one of the biggest, most polarizing events of the year, where a whole bunch of eyes were on it. And sitting front row was, the CEO of UFC, was the President of the United States, and was Ari Emanuel. And I'm just like, as we're watching this, because, Vince becomes this awesome superstar, but Vince's cool level has always stayed the same. He's always just super cool. But Ari is someone who has become a superhero in this series, which is, we talked about, the origin story would be great, because we see him working for Terrence. He's a badass agent, but then he gets his own agency, and now he's acquiring this other agency and whatnot. And the fact paired with all these cameos are WME people is another flex, is putting your cock on the table. It's like, it's insane. And it was kind of electric to see that, because this is a big moment for Ari.
And going back to UFC, like the 250, that is, if Entourage was back, that would have been the perfect place to shoot Entourage season 9.
Yeah. No, I love that. Ari is a superhero. And then number 20, when he's this is the last episode of the season, and he's walking through the new agency with a little paintball gun. It looks like a soft one, because paintball guns, man, hurt.
Yeah, and the way the actors were taking, I was thinking that all those shots.
I was like, that must have been like a weird spray one or something, because it didn't have the pop of it too. But he's going around and he's popping people, just like, get out of here. Adam Davies. But he goes up to one dude, and he's like, who do you rep? And the guy is like, Johnny K plus 8. And he just unloads on him. And I just thought, what a funny little just
name drop.
Yeah, name drop, but also like, I think you'd have to explain that reference right now to some youngins if you 100%. Johnny K plus 8. And just the fact that like Ari scoffs at that. Are you kidding me? Don't bring John at 8 plus 8.
No, that was good.
That was epic.
Great scene.
Number 21.
This
is pretty good.
Charity in Hollywood.
Very random.
And very random. And of course, like, we have to reference Matt Damon, because Matt Damon is like, it's about the kids. Do it for the kids. Like, you're a putz. You're flying private, but you won't donate money to the kids. And I think like charity is something that isn't talked about, especially for us who aren't in that pay bracket. But if Entourage filmed in New York, I think it would have been more of a presence in the show, because more like LA and New York, I feel like charity is such a big thing, like amongst like socialites.
It's a good way to dump some of your money too.
Exactly.
Get some tax breaks.
And I think that's why a lot of people do it. So I think I just thought it was like important, like let's bring up the charity, like. Yeah.
And it's funny because Matt Damon, also WME, I imagine because Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg were just in The Departed at this point. which won Best Picture. They were in that together, and I imagine they were like, "Hey Matt, we want to get you on the show somehow, but like, do you have any weird ideas?" Like that's how I imagine that goes. And I imagine Matt Damon's gotten those calls and gotten that pressure. Of like, dude, how much are you giving? And he's like on the phone calling. But I would love to know who those celebrities are, because there's got to be movie stars. I mean, Leo's big in environmentalism and whatnot. Like I don't know if he's calling people, pushing people to be like, dude, how much are you giving? You want? Did you give yet? What the heck? What are you doing? Like there might be some like big A-listers who are kind of psychos for charity in a good way.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Well, they did make the Leo reference. I think it was this season. They made the Leo reference about Ari was talking shit about Leo, like saying something about the environment. Like the environmental shit that Leo does. So it's similar to this being Matt Damon talking about charity and also like what a duo to see on your screen. Matt Damon and LeBron James. What
a full circle.
That was so epic.
So when we did episode 1, I was so giddy about the LeBron reference because it was, you
were
2004 or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was so sick. Did you remember that he was in the series and that like I was going to see him eventually too? Because I was also like, well done for, I guess, keeping it under wraps. It's really good. I did also read that LeBron was on this because he had his documentary coming out called More Than a Game, which is about his high school career, which I own.
Was that on HBO?
I don't know that. I think it was actually. I think it was in HBO Films, but it's about like his high school run of like being a phenom, being offered a car his senior year, and having to sit out. Like it is epic. And I mean, yeah, LeBron like has way more chemistry now. If you watch LeBron in the movie, what is it called? The one with Amy Schumer and Bill Hader, Trainwreck. If you watch LeBron in Trainwreck, he is one of the funniest people you've ever seen. And to see him in this all kind of timid and camera shy, he's not camera shy anymore. He is fully himself now. There, he was like not a champion yet, still a phenom. Yeah. Like I think he had just gotten bounced from the finals a couple years early. Yeah, wasn't in Miami yet. Wasn't Miami LeBron, which that LeBron really became someone. This is about Entourage. Sorry.
I think it's really funny too. Like in this show, they have like it's always at like the private airport, like at Van Nuys. Like that's where we see Kanye. That's where we see LeBron. That's where we see Matt Damon. It's like okay, we get it. The celebrities, the elite, the super elite A-listers, they're flying fucking private, and they just so happen to see each other. And then they're talking about charity at the airport.
I know that is the funny. They're all getting on jets and whatnot. That's pretty funny. The last thing, the number 22 thing that we love about Entourage season 6, this is a cap on Lloyd getting that promotion, and Ari does it in Ari fashion. They all
I'm so glad you wrote this down.
Lloyd storms in. I mean, it's a great cap on it. And honestly, of all of the resolutions of every character who gets to do something, Lloyd is my favorite there. Lloyd and Ari. Yeah. Because I do love that Ari doesn't really ever show that he loves Lloyd. He does he's angry all the time, and he when you feel oh, this is a good moment for him to be to soften up to Lloyd, he doesn't. Mm-hmm. And even this saying Lloyd, why don't you go look in your office? And he goes over and it says, "Congratulations, you're a real Asian." And he's it's supposed to say agent. And it's no, it wasn't. Yeah. That was fully on purpose.
Yeah.
And of course Lloyd loves it, and he is now an agent at the biggest talent agency
in the entertainment
biz.
Wild.
And that's a cap on Entourage season 6. We're coming down to it. Only two seasons left.
Dude, I'm hyped.
How do you because look, I am bracing for impact that this show slows down here at the end. Anything you can kind of give to me here? Keep my expectations low. I don't know.
The only thing I'm going to say, because I do know what's coming, I just can't remember if it's season 8 or season 7, but I do believe it'll be the next thing that you guys are seeing is a potential downfall. But I'm not going to say with who, but it's it's bad.
Okay.
It's the worst. It's almost like you think one of the characters might be.
Okay. No, that's it. That's all I need here. That's perfect. And I want to ask you one more thing too, because I didn't love the ending of. Did you like this ending with E faking getting on the plane and then coming off to be with Sloan? It broke my heart a little bit.
For Sloan?
Well, one, no, not for Sloan, for E and for the boys. Just that.
Such a dick.
No. No, but that's what the
I felt bad for Sloan.
No, dude. I mean, the thing is I was like, dude, I think he's going to get on this plane. And because even, Vince is like, oh, Turtle's going to meet us. And like Johnny's suddenly now coming because his thing got delayed. And I'm like, oh man, this is all working out. And then she's like, yeah, go ahead, Eric. And I was like, oh, he's going to go and it's going to be okay. And then he doesn't.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know.
It's okay if you like it.
I think that was like, no, I actually did not like that. I think that was like the easy thing to do, the easy thing to write.
Yeah. I don't know. I do love Sloan, and I'm glad he, has potentially locked it down. I guess.
Will that last though?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I hope not. We will see, and we will be back for season 7 of Entourage. 10 episodes. We only have 18 episodes left total in the entire series, and then that movie.
And the movie.
We will see you next time. Eric, any last words?
Nah, man.
Oh yeah.
Later.